Hi, hello there. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Whenever you're listening to this, it's been a minute, and I don't know where to start my apology from. I I should apologize. I apologize for being away for a month, a whole month. October was dry, so I really do apologize. It's been a lot of activities here and there, and we was spending time. So I recorded a particular episode that I was supposed to post. I think that was October 29. Was that October? No, sorry, September 29. That was the last Friday for September before we get into October. And it's a topic that I feel like I shouldn't just dispose the recording. So I'm doing like a disclaimer before the main podcast because I feel like you'll be hearing something like welcome to October, so it can be looking weird. So what should I just want to say is I'm sorry for being away, and you know how it is when you already recorded something and you're doing it again. It's going to look it's not going to give the original feeling. So that's why I said I'm not going to dispose the recording, and I'm just going to do a disclaimer before posting it. So enjoy. Bye. Hello. I'm so excited. And just like that, it's the last Friday of the month. This year is fast. This month is fast. Everything is just going. But anyways, you're listening to Testimony, and this is the voice of learning. And what can I use to exalt us today? Holy Ghost, come with something. So how have you been? And at this time in my fellowship in school, we're going for a village outreach. We're speaking to believers, non-believers rather. We're bringing the light to villagers. So I don't know. I can just flow on this part and to say that I've just spoken to someone about Jesus today. If you haven't, this week you haven't. This month, oh yeah, we're all busy. I'm busy too. I know, I get it. But then let's just, even if it's just one person, talk to someone about Jesus. We're saved. The main purpose of which we're saved is to save others, bringing the light to them. So on today's episode, we're talking about something very delicate, and I would like us to listen with an open heart. Don't be all judgmental, and it's only me on the podcast, obviously. So I don't have a guest. It's been a while I invited someone. I should do that one of these days. So I don't want us to have something on our heart already, because if you already have something on your heart, you won't. My dad used to say that you can't explain to yourself to someone who already has an opinion about you. Your mind is zero that this is what this is. This is blue. So when I start explaining to you that it's greenish blue, you're not gonna hear me out, because you already made up your mind. This is blue. So yes, open your hearts. So we're talking about church hurt and how to heal from church hurt. Yes, for people that have not heard about church hurt before, there is a thing called church hurt. And I've had friends being hurt by the church, and it is real. It is very real. And as a believer, I feel like as Christians, this is something we should talk about. We should not dismiss our feelings, and we shouldn't just say prayer is going to take it off. It's not true. The truth is we are all emotional beings as much as we are spiritual. So what is church hurt? Church hurt is a newer term actually. I think people just used to say I was offended in church, but I guess people started calling it church hurt of recent. So it's a newer term referring to the pain, sadness, emotional scarring experienced in the church context. So if you were hurt outside the church by a believer, it might not necessarily be church hurt. Do you get it? So it is possible that this hurting, this experience, this scarring is inflicted intentionally or unintentionally. But most times, I feel like as believers, I want to assume and I want to believe that we would not intentionally hurt our fellow believers. What are we believing if we are
hurting each other intentionally. So most time, church hurt is always unintentional. Most times, I don't say every time. So there are some that are actually intentional. Some people are just bearing the title Christians and they're actually not Christ-like. So it's possible that church hurt happens by your church leader or a fellow member. Church hurts can also be, when someone betrays your trust while claiming to pray for you. Let me share a story on that. So I have this big sis. Yeah, bless her. So one time she was struggling with something and she told her choir leader, because she was a chorister, and she told her choral leader. So, and the following Sunday, the whole gist already spread all through the church, and confronting the person, she said she was trying to gather people to pray for her. I told you something in secret. Why are you spreading it everywhere? And the funny thing is, she's in the choral, and she would definitely back up one time or be a lead singer to lead a special administration in the church. And so suddenly they stopped giving her the mic, because she's a sinner, in quotes. What's that? In the church. Number one, that is betraying of confidentiality, because why did she have to spread that to the whole church? It wasn't even necessary. As a leader, that was very wrong of her. One. Then two, what do you mean you won't give her the mic because she's a sinner, in quotes? What's that? I thought the church is for, both the sick and the healed, just like the hospital. Some people came to visit, some are actually sick, some are whole and healthy, and they just stay, to encourage the ones that are sick. So why did you feel like you are so righteous to not pass the mic to someone because the person is also sinful? That's very, very wrong. That is an example of church hurt, because my big sis was so offended that at some point she stopped attending church, and later when she went back, she's so judgmental. I don't even know if she has healed from the church hurt till now, but it was painful. And personally for me, I can relate, because that's very offensive. Somewhere where we are supposed to, rub minds together, and you are the one telling me that I'm a sinner. Who made you a judge? So that is an example of church hurt. But then I want us to know that intentionally or unintentionally, church hurt shouldn't even occur, because the Bible says in John 13:35 that by this all men will know that you are my disciple, if you love one another. One thing we need to pray about deliberately in the church is how to love men and see them the way God sees them. Personally, for me, I have this bad habit of seeing someone, I don't know if it happens to you, and you just dislike them. Not hate generally, hate is a strong word, but you just dislike the person and I don't like the way this person talks. I don't like the way this person walks. I don't like the way this person laughs. You're skeptical, you're judging the person without even having anything from them. You just like them. So it's possible that things like this happen to you, but as a believer, you need to pray it out of you. There was this one friend I had that I had to pray to love her, because we were even in the same space almost every time, so I just had to like her. I had to pray about it, because it was beginning to create a blockage in my heart, and I can't receive from this person, neither can she receive from me, because I don't like her. I don't like her. So I had to pray about it. It's something we should do deliberately as believers. So I'm just going to talk about 2 sections right now, very quick. I don't want it to be very long, and I don't want to bore you out, but then I want us to really listen, and we get to heal. That's one of the things my podcast is about. That's reaching out to every one of us. We are a community as believers, but we get to address things that people don't naturally talk about. So I'll be talking about how the church hurt happens and how to heal. So let's talk about how church hurt happens. And I did my research, and I found out some few things and that I would like to share. So number one is that members forget about the focus of ministry work. Sometimes when you give some members, maybe because of their consistency, we see their growth, and we make them, maybe executives in fellowship, pastors, or workers and leaders in units in the church, and then they allow their self ego, and allowing their flesh to get in the way. That way church hurt can happen, because that way you can't focus on, you're not seeing people the way they are. You're all being I'm the leader of this unit, I'm the boss, and we're not thinking about the fact that these people that are placed under us are not because they are not spiritual, but it's just by anointing and grace that God is calling into. Because people don't understand that you being a leader is servanthood. You are serving. In fact, that's the least position in the church. If you think you are on top, you are actually under. In fact, members are greater than you according to position, because you are serving. Imagine you get to church, because especially in churches where servant leadership is a very big thing, like my fellowship in school, servant leadership is a very big deal. I mean, we get to church like an hour or sometimes 30 minutes before other members. As a member, I stroll in anytime, nobody's going to question me. But as a leader, everybody's looking at you, so it's servanthood. But then I feel like most times we forget this. We allow ego and ourselves to, take over the whole thing, and we're acting like assistant Jesus. So that can also cause church hurt, because members get hurt when they see you. Fellow believers get hurt when they see you all rubbishing it in front of them, like they really don't matter. Another way church hurt happen is when members become territorial to the ministry. In this sense, is that they shun new members. Maybe when someone comes in new and is bringing up new ideas, in fact, even normal members, and they'll be like, I'm the leader here, so you don't have a say. That's totally wrong. That is totally wrong. Yes, leaders are meant to be firm, but at the same time, what do you mean my idea matters? What do you mean you're controlling everything, you're in charge? Who made you in charge? God is only placing you there for decorum. God is in charge through you. So how come you are the self, just like I said earlier, yourself is being portrayed and you think you're in charge of everything? That way you won't even see when someone is going through something, because you're all blinded by your position or whatnot. Then one other reason I believe strongly, which I feel shouldn't be number one, but I just want to list them according to how I put my points down, is that most people have been hurt before. So, and you know that the church is filled with broken people, and it's the only place we seek healing. We just are not channeling it right. That's it. If you notice, people that hurt others have been hurt before, and they have not just taken time to heal. For example, you that you feel like you're in charge and no one has a say over you or something. It just means that probably when you were also under someone, the person was all bossy, all commanding, they didn't give you time to say something, and you were hurt. You didn't just know, or you didn't even have time to heal, and maybe you became, by privilege of grace, you became the next leader, and you want to also do the same thing subconsciously or even consciously. Some people like to, that's how they did to us now, so we have to pass it down. It's a generational thing. So they just do that also to others, just because they were put through the same thing. You get? So they've been hurt before. They don't just know it, and they've been scarred, but they don't know how to heal, and it's affecting their service to God and even to others. So we need to channel it right. So one other way the church hurt happens is that people have been hurt before. And then another reason is people are not focused on God. People are not focused on God. Because when you are focused on God, like I said, God is saying to us in the Bible that everyone will know that we are His disciple through our exhibition of love. That we love each other. Philippians, I think 4 or 6 talks mostly about growing in love, walking in unity, walking in love. When you're focused on God, you won't. God is taking over your flesh. You won't be so full of yourself that you're not noticing and you're not sensitive to what God is saying. So when church hurt happen, the person is not focusing on God. Another reason is that some people are spiritually and emotionally immature. Yes, and it's possible that you misuse spiritual gifts. Yeah, very much possible. We just need to love others with the love of Christ. We need to see the good in others. We need to see the best in others. It's a thing for you to receive a word from God. It's another thing for you to ask for wisdom to relay this mind to people or to the person God is sending you to. Do you know you can hurt someone by receiving a word for them? Don't be a messenger of doom. And this morning God is saying you are going to die next year. Only you they hear from God, assistant Jesus. No. There's a way you communicate things. You can, I noticed something about CSA. I'm not a CSA member, but over time I've seen them do something like that once or twice. I noticed that when they see a vision to you or about you, or sorry for saying vision to you, I'm saying it from Yoruba angle. You know to say warrior was here. It's a vision to you. Oh my God, Yoruba will not kill me. So when they receive a vision from God about you, or they hear something from God, and then they go like, it's not them. So most times, especially those adult pastors are very mature. They won't tell you God is saying you will die. You let them say that they want to pray for you. Then you start hearing prayer points like, you will not die before your time. You start hearing prayer points like, the enemies that are waiting for you next year will be cleared before you get there. Then you know that God is telling you to pray about your life, or what they've seen is about death. Or they start saying that in your marriage you'll be fertile. So most of the time it might be natural prayer, but most of the time it's because they've seen something and they just don't want to challenge it to you by saying that maybe the enemy is trying to block your womb. It's spiritual maturity. So some people are not spiritual mature, and some people, they just think everything is spiritual. They're not emotional. There was one time I had a clash with a friend. Someone sent her an anonymous message saying that she was dating a Muslim and she does not know how to break up because of all. And the next thing she said was, she screenshotted the anonymous, posted it, and said that you are joking, you don't know what you are doing. How are you a believer and you are dating a Muslim? Like, I understand that yes, we must be firm with our words, but there's a way you say things. Like, she just judged the person. I thought the church does not judge. I was shocked. There's a way you say things. This person is emotionally attached to this person. You don't even know if a church brother offended this lady. That's why she decided that maybe a Muslim brother is the best for her. But she knows deep down that that's not what is for her. And she wanted to, talk to someone, and here you are, holier than thou, judging. You don't know what is best for you. You're not a believer by that. Calm down. So we need to be emotionally and spiritually matured. And some people are just not that. And then one other reason, lastly, why the church hurt happens is that people expect more from believers. People expect a lot from believers. And within the church, outside the church, inside the church, they are placing a certain expectation, which can cause people attitude and even their focus to shift. Especially when people say, Shibi, you're a child of a pastor, Shibi, I'm a pastor here, you're not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to do that. Most times, those people now start pretending. I'm not talking about the church hurts now, I'm using this as an example. They start pretending, at the surface, they're all clean, they're all good, but underneath, they're crumbling. So when you place a certain expectation in a particular leader, supposed to do this, supposed to have prayed for 10 hours, supposed to, it's a lot. This does not justify their hurting others. No, it doesn't exempt them. It does not excuse them from hurting people. It's not right. It's not okay. But they shouldn't be judged also. They shouldn't be judged. They are humans. Let's stop placing unrealistic demands on people, saying that Shibi is the pastor now. He's not supposed to have done this. He's human. When last did you say pastor did not check on you? When last did you check on pastor? Some people get hurt from this, so as simple as it is, that their pastor don't check on them. But we ourselves, I thought we are a circle. It goes round and round. Why didn't you check on your pastor? Isn't he human? Who is checking on him? God should check on him. And God should check on you too. Do you get it? Sometimes we clamor the whole thing to look like the church is actually hurting us. But deeply, we need to check our hearts. That's one thing too. Check your heart. because subconsciously you are hurting someone. Even the pastor can be hurt. So you can be hurt, like I said, by both the leader and members. And one way church hurt also happens is that some people don't know how to love genuinely. Like I said, it's something you consciously do. Pray about it and consciously work in loving people. Some people don't know how to love genuinely. One moment they are all smiling at you, another moment they spread your whole laundries, washed it out to everybody to know. So after speaking on how the church hurt can happen, I know in a way you might have even started remembering, okay, this thing happened to me, I was pained. Or maybe you didn't even need to be reminded, you are actually even feeling pain about something that the church is doing to you currently. I just want to share with us how we can heal from church hurt. It is different for everybody, but I think this is a basic that everybody can relate with, and I feel like we really need to heal. And one thing I want to tell us before I go into this is that no matter how hurt you are or you become by the people of God, never walk away from God and His infinite love for you, because it was not God that hurt you. Always remember that. It was an human that hurt you. Yes, God didn't hurt you. And so we don't want to walk out of His promises and His love for us just because somebody hurt us. Do we get it? I'm not saying our feelings are not valid. They are valid. I've been hurt by the church too. Definitely. So our feelings are valid. We matter. But then we need to understand that church hurt is not God's character. So how to heal? Number one, pray for each other. Pray for each other. We need to learn to pray for each other. When you pray for someone every time, when the person does things to you, you might not even see it. You might not count it, because prayer makes us raw. I don't know if you've noticed that when you pray for long, when you go outside, I don't even know. There was one time I was catching unnecessary feeling for someone. The feeling was not there. All this started when I started praying for a long time. Prayer makes us sensitive, makes us raw, makes us open. So yes, it's possible that when you pray for someone, you are so raw that when the person offends you, you don't see it. And sometimes when you feel it, you are able to say, God bless you. Like, you don't just know what to say. So pray for each other. And then number two, address things. So number two, address things. Communication. The best way to heal is to communicate. When someone does something to you, I don't think it's okay that you just start saying it everywhere that okay, or keeping grudges. What happens to don't let the sun go down on your anger? We need to learn how to communicate in assertive way. We don't need to shout. We don't need to scream about something. Just need to communicate how hurt you are and let it go. Then number three, we need to learn to separate church hurt from God's character. Like I said, it is the church that hurts you. It is the church that hurts you, like I was saying, and not God. Not God. So we need to learn to separate the church hurt from God's character. We need to learn to see that it is not God that offended us. When you get by, and some people say, I got hurt by the church and I've not been going to church in 3 years. I understand that you were pained. Some church hurts can be a lot. I've heard a lot of stories. For me to even come out to say this, it's not from personal experience. I've heard a lot. And for real, even me at somebody that was like, if it's me, I don't think I will go to church. It's that bad. But we need to know that it was the church, it was human beings that offended us and not God. Then next, we need to prioritize our healing. If it takes you to maybe you're a leader under a pastor, maybe you're a worker, maybe you're handling a position, maybe you're supposed to do something at that time. If it takes you to step back a bit to heal, so you don't just start doing the work of God with a double mind. You don't start doing things with the mind of pleasing others and God is no more the focus. You need to prioritize yourself by stepping back so you can hear what God is even saying at that time. Yes, by all means, step back. Sometimes even church hurt can make you change your church, but do not leave God because you were hurt by the church. No, that is what I'm trying to say by the whole talk I've been having since. Do not leave God's presence because you were hurt by God's people. Do we get it? So if you need to prioritize, you need to prioritize your own healing. Don't say, okay, people are looking up to me and I can't show that I'm offended. If you are offended, take a deep breath, take it back, sit down, pray about it, prioritize your healing. Heal first, so that you don't even subconsciously start bleeding on people that did not cut you. So you need to prioritize your own healing, and then practice forgiveness. Practice forgiveness. Don't go preaching what you can't do. We've been saying it as believers: forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. So learn to forgive. Sometimes forgiveness, I've said it, I think I had a episode on healing. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting. It takes time for scars to heal, but at least you need to forgive. You need to forgive, because when you forgive, your heart is open to heal. And then lastly, we need to commit as believers. I already said that. We need to commit to always act and react in love. Let's just learn it. It's a thing. Let's stop doing things from the holier than thou and direction. We need to learn to act. For acting, let me talk about acting so as not to mix it together. To act in love, in the sense that don't judge people. Don't be holier than you, and don't be all I don't know how to put it. Don't be all as if you were born a believer, you were born certified. No, no, you were not. You were not. Your stage right now, you grew it, and some people have even grown past you. So don't do someone is not up to your standard in the believers gathering. We need to commit to act in love. Oh, you can't pray. Don't go using the person to preach self. Talk to the person personally. Talk one-on-one. You don't need to tell it to everybody in the name of saying you want them to advance the person. And then reacting in love also. So when we are offended, let's learn to react in love also. Like I said, pray for each other. It's just based on all I've been saying. Addressing things through communication. That way we are reacting in love. Oh, there was one time someone offended me. I didn't talk about it, and then the person was greeting me and I was giving the person a one word reply. I just felt like that was wrong. Let me just say what this person needs to say. I called the person and I said, you offended me, and I was not happy. I was really mad at you. It pained me, and this was what you did, and I did not like it, and I left. I did not even want to hear what the person had to say because I was still even pained. Then the person sent me a voice note apologizing and reason why that happened, and that was it. We're still talking. We're still friends. I don't know. Although personally for me, I really don't know how to keep malice, because when I keep malice, I don't have peace of mind. It's not a matter of spirituality now. I mean physical chest pain. I will have chest pain for days if I'm angry with someone. So for my own health, so that we not die, I don't know how to be angry at someone. So you can pray about it. You can commit yourself to reacting and acting in love. I hope you are able to heal from whatever hurt you're going through right now, and see God even in the midst of this chaos, and also that you don't hurt others and bleed on people who did not cut you. That will be all on today's episode. I feel like today was very serious. A serious talk. We're not laughing, we're not opening it. But then I just wanted to address the church hurt, and I wanted to, I don't know, someone will be blessed with this, and someone will be healed from this. Amen. So this is the voice of many testimony signing out. Until next month. Yeah. Oh my God. It's gonna be October. My birthday is not October, by the way, but I'm just happy. So bye.